Here we go again. Stephen A just can't let this go, man. He's on another tour talking about Bron. When is this going to be over? Stephen A is getting checked. Stephen A on getting checked courtside by LeBron James. Hit the like button, subscribe. Welcome to the BLS Live channel.
But in sports, in the entire world,
We're trying to get to 10,000 subs. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button too. Help us get these videos in the algorithm.
so you and LeBron James get into it at the sidelines, Crypto.com arena.
Right.
Obviously,
Oh, he made sure to wear Jordan merch, huh? He made sure to wear Jordan merch there.
Then that Lakers game, you've made no bones about, your issues with LeBron and the way you felt about him, and he's obviously has made no bones about the way he's felt about you.
Yeah.
I think Melo is just as close to Bron as he is as close to you.
No, they're closer.
And
that's a fraternity. I understand. Respect that.
Yeah. And I love getting to not just get your side of it, but try and bring a peaceful solution, a peaceful resolution.
Ain't gonna be no peaceful solution.
He answered my question.
Go ahead, Melo.
No. He answered it. He answered the question. I think that's so much in my perspective, and which is why I always stayed out of that. You let them handle that. Like it's not. It's whatever it is. It is. Maybe one day they could figure the shit out. Maybe not. But they still walking. I'm going this way. I'm going this way. You go your way. I go my way. It ain't no hard feelings to it. I don't know the reason, so I can't speak on it.
Let him speak, Melo.
And talk. Yeah, why fucking not?
I mean, just getting from the gist of just our earlier conversation already, you make it a point to never make it personal with any of your critiques with anybody.
Right.
And I think a lot of people who probably either saw what you said about Bronny or the game, it's that blurred gray line where it is basketball, it is the game, but from one specific person's point of view, it is personal.
But I don't think it was for that, though. I mean,
Go ahead.
I don't think it was just that. You get what I'm saying? We talk about years and years and years and years of history here. Like I said before, that goes deeper than rap. So whatever it is, you would have to peel back those layers and really sit down and have a real conversation, because from my perspective, it wasn't just about what he said about Bronny. It was a buildup from everything over the years, and that right there just hit home. That hit close to home. Right. So of course I gotta, at this point in time, it's fuck that. I gotta take care of. Now is my time to say something. Enough is enough type of situation from that side.
I will say this. I'm gonna say shit on this podcast right now that I ain't never said. I ain't gonna hold back. I'm gonna preface my comment by saying, if y'all wouldn't have asked me about him, I wouldn't have talked about him.
Indeed.
I have no desire to talk about LeBron James, but I'm in the media. I am who I am, and it's pretty hard for me to say no comment. I ain't talking about something. When I bring people on to talk about stuff, it's just something that's hypocritical about that for me. So I want to preface my comment by saying that. I want to say also, before I get into it, that I don't get touched very easily. I'm talking about emotionally, where I look at athletes and all of this other stuff, and what they say affects me in a very touching way. When I saw D-Wade on this show with Melo, I cannot tell you how touched I was that both of them said what they said. It didn't matter to me whether they agreed with me or not. What they both said is, we fuck with Stephen A. See what I'm saying? Before anything. And from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it.
Indeed.
Because you got a lot of cats out there, including some, I'm just gonna say some sorry motherfuckers in the NBA right now. that all of a sudden forgot who I was and who I've been just because of some situation with LeBron. What that got to do with y'all? The fact that D-Wade and Melo could sit here and whether they agreed or disagree with any element about us, acknowledge that, yo, man, that's our dude, man. We fuck with Stephen A. We cool with him. That's all I care about.
Yep.
Because we can agree or disagree, but I didn't do anything to them. Why would you?
He do got a point there. Cass start taking on the battle like it's their battle. Ain't your battle, man. That's between two grown men. He do got a point there, though. I just wish he would let it go.
Have personal animus towards me because of what happened with me and LeBron. It's none of your business.
Mm-hmm.
You have an opinion about the incident, but to have an opinion about me when you don't even know what's going on, I'm going to remember those cats. You know me and my memory now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to forget.
Yeah.
I ain't going to do nothing. I ain't going to do anything, but I ain't going to forget. Okay? And when I remember something, that I'm going to remember.
See, well, but when you say that, right?
What I mean by that is
People are gonna assume that you're gonna make it a personal thing now.
Well, I'm not gonna do that because they ain't worth my money.
Gotcha.
I'm not gonna do anything
lot
that's
of
gonna
money.
compromise. Damn right. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna do anything that's gonna compromise me, my name, the company I represent. And it ain't just ESPN. It's SiriusXM. It's my own brand. Okay. I'm never gonna do anything like that. I'm gonna always make sure I maintain professionalism. But Melo knows what I mean when I say this. There's a whole bunch of cats that come to me for a lot of assistance. A lot of cats that want to get in this industry. A lot of cats that got personal stuff they want the media to veer away from. They don't want the media. You know, ain't no damn podcast and YouTube show. I work for the worldwide leader. I work for a national or international brand like SiriusXM. You understand? I know everybody from the president on down. It's a simple phone call. I got cats on speed dial. Ain't no doubt in it because I've proven it. The contract alone proves that you don't get what I got unless you doing good work and you got connections. That's just the way it goes. Having said all of that, I'm just saying I'm going to remember because it hurt me, because it had nothing to do with a lot of these people. And they didn't take a moment to sit up there and say, damn, Stephen A. been in this business for 30 years. That's never happened. Why now? That's all I wanted somebody to ask. But nobody asked. So you want to hate on me? Fine, no problem. Now let me get to LeBron. I don't like his ass.
Why the tone change? Why the tone change like that?
To LeBron. I don't like his ass. Not a little bit. I understand what he means to Melo. I understand what he means to D Wade, my boys. I understand it. But all I'm going to say when it comes to that, Melo is 1,000% right. This dates back more than a decade. I'm not going to go into detail of the shit this man has tried to do to me. People don't understand.
Bro, you gotta let us listen. Here's the thing. You gotta let us know. Like if you don't go on podcasts, you're gonna publicly say all these things. You gotta let us know what occurred for us to have context, because we don't know. We don't know why.
You don't know that you do not understand the links this man will go to. You know, I believe he's one way publicly, he's another way privately. I believe he might not be interviewed and he might not be quoted, but the things he says and the things he has said to people, it's gotten back to me. The things that he's tried to do, if it were up to him, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Did he try to get you off the air?
You understand what I'm saying? I'm not going there.
Okay.
Figure it out. Okay?
All right.
Because I'm not going to find myself in a position where it can get uglier. I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, I'm not asking. It's some low, low shit. The day that he rolled up on me courtside, it was the day my contract was announced. That I had stayed with ESPN, blah, blah, blah. Go back and look at the camera angles. I arrived there in the first quarter. He rolled up on me in the third quarter. When he rolled up on me in the third quarter, this is 2025. We got technology everywhere. TNT is a nationally televised game. How is it we got one angle and the only angle you see was of him and his face? But you see the back of my peanut head. How is that the only angle that you saw?
Melo gotta be quiet right now, Melo. Melo got.
How? Y'all guess.
Okay.
I'm not going there. I'm
Okay.
just telling you what I see. Remember, I'm in this business. Got my social media person right there.
Right.
You understand? I've been an executive producer for years. I know this, but I know a thing or two about camera angles. I determine them half the time.
Yep.
Do this angle, do this angle, do that angle. This is my business. I'm here. I know what that is. There's no way that you're in an arena, you're LeBron James, and the only angle that somebody sees is a straight up shot of you getting in my face. They see no reaction, they see nothing, and that's an accident.
All right, so I'll ask you straight up.
It doesn't happen.
I'll ask you straight up. Do you think you felt set up in that moment?
Damn right.
Okay.
Damn right I did.
You thought he had somebody out there to...
Damn right that did. Damn
Okay.
right. That's how I feel.
Okay.
Okay? But no big deal. No problem. Because I go on the air the next day and I'm like, that's a dad reacting to his son. Wife's at the game, family's at the game. That's family.
Yeah.
That could happen with anybody, right? Which is why what I meant when I said I had no intentions of talking about it, because I didn't know anybody saw it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm not going to talk about this because the man coming at me because of his son's a son. Happens on a Thursday. That's a Friday. That's Saturday. Richard Jefferson is doing the game in Boston. He's still mic'd. He's working for ESPN. And we see LeBron say to him, yo, man, when he said, as a father, I had it. So I'm thinking, oh, that's not about Bronny. That's about you.
Mm.
Okay, let's talk about you as a father from this perspective. Bronny ain't at home in Brentwood. That's Crypto.com arena. He ain't wearing street clothes. That's a purple and gold uniform he's on. He's a Laker. It's my job to cover the NBA. It's my job to cover basketball. I just told him, Melo, I ain't see Cayenne play.
I see his point.
Because I know that if I walk into an arena to watch his son play, everybody's going to ask me, how do I feel? Not just about him, about Melo's son, who's my boy. I know that if I walk into an arena to watch Bronny play, they ain't going to ask me about Bronny. They're going to ask me about LeBron's son. I don't think it's fair to the kids. So I never went. I never once saw Bronny play in high school, ever. Everybody was talking to me about it. I never watched. I wouldn't go because I wanted to show LeBron James and his family that respect. Because I happen to think that Savannah is the first lady of basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's wonderful. She's just a wonderful, wonderful human being.
Indeed.
And it actually breaks my heart that I could have done anything to make her upset. With Gloria, his mom, who has always been wonderful to me. Wonderful people. I got nothing to say about them. I got nothing to say about Bronny, who I think could be an NBA player someday.
Mm-hmm.
I think he continue to develop in the G League and then ultimately coming up here working out with the team, stuff like that. I think he's got a chance, right? Which is what I said.
Right.
Okay? So, Rich Paul, Maverick Carter, Randy, I, for years, not but respect, always been cool with them. I know where their loyalties lie. It should.
Mm-hmm.
Do you? No problem. But I'm looking at it and I'm going like, I never watched him in high school. I wasn't the one that said I ain't never seen no All-American averaging 14 points a game. No, McDonald's All-American averaging. That was Kendrick Perkins. I wasn't the one out here talking about Bronny. That was other people. He goes to USC. He has the heart ailment. Our heart goes out to him. We praying that he's going to be okay. We turn around. We go from there. Okay, he wants to enter the NBA draft, even though he hasn't really.
I ain't gonna lie, he ain't capping. He's not capping. He ain't lying, man. He's not up there lying. He's making some valid points. I never heard him talk about Bronny James in high school. I never heard him talk about Bronny James in college. The only time we hear him talk about him was when he made it to the league. Although the counter argument to that is we've never seen a last pick or a second round pick be talked about as much as Bronny James is. Kind of like similar to Shedeur Sanders, how Shedeur Sanders is that type of pick and he's being talked about that much. But the counter argument is look who his dad is. which is unfair to him, like he said, but that is the reality of the situation.
He played on a collegiate level. All right, fine. With what LeBron James has done for this league, everybody shut up. If that's where he want and that's where he could fit, manipulate, no problem. It's no big deal there. Congratulations. Oh, he ends up getting drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers. Congratulations. No problem. Oh, he ends up being there opening night. That father-son moment with Ken Griffey and Jr. and Sr. in attendance. I was there at the game, standing up, clapping. No problem. It became a problem when this brother was in the G League, and then the next day, J.J. Redick decides to bring him in the first quarter and ask him to guard Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah, that was
Go
tough.
back and watch the film.
Yeah.
Tyrese Maxey, if you could literally feel or see somebody
It's like, whoop, whoop.
drooling at the mouth, give me the ball. You know, that was Tyrese Maxey. It was a nightmare. And I'm like, you can't do that to him. But you also can't do that to us. We're the media. Now you asking us not to cover the game.
Oh, hey, listen, he kind of cooked right there, though. Hey, listen, he kind of cooked right there. He made some valid points, man. Bronny is not, he cannot escape criticism. He cannot escape criticism. But one thing I will say is the as a father thing is what tipped LeBron over the edge. So I think LeBron James has a point. I also think Stephen A has a point, but I do think Stephen A is wrong in his approach of as a father. You stop talking about basketball at that particular point, and once you stop talking about basketball, it becomes personal, and it became personal for LeBron. So I don't think LeBron is saying that you can't criticize Bronny in his play on the court, because a lot of people are critical of Bronny, and I haven't heard LeBron James really say anything about any of those things that those people have said. Neither have I heard Bronny. But one thing I will say is that once you cross that line and you say as a father, I think LeBron James does have the right to respond in the way he responded. I really do. He didn't put his hands on you. He walked up to you during the game. He saw you at the game. It could have been off impulse. He could have knew you had a chair at the game and you was going to be at the game on a 9-year contract. And now he was like, I bet I'm finna ruin it. All of those things could be true. But when you say those things publicly like that, you can't control how somebody responds publicly to the things that you said about him and his son simultaneously. You can't be like, well, he should have brought me backstage and we could have talked about it backstage. You can't say that once you say that publicly, because he could have said, well, why didn't you call Rich Paul and say that to Rich Paul as a father? I don't think LeBron James should be doing that. So it's just a trickle-down effect and things of that nature about what he should have done. At the end of the day, that's how LeBron James responded to what he felt like what disrespect was. I mean, you got to take it with a grain of salt. But I do think Stephen A does have a point where the way he covers the game, you put him in a bind if you throw Bronny James out there against Tyrese Maxey on a Tuesday night where the entire world is watching their regular season game because it's LeBron James, it's Anthony Davis at the time going against Joel Embiid, and Tyrese Maxey. So I think both sides, I just need the beef to be over with. I hope this is the last time I cover this, because at the end of the day, it's put a stain on the game a little bit. I think it's a little redundant. It's a little bit overcooked. And I think we need to all move on from it, because I haven't heard LeBron speak on it since. And Stephen A doing this little podcast run, they're going to ask him about it every time. I just think he needs to chill on the podcast runs. But we'll see you guys in the next video, man.